defenders, I think, is like.
Are we live? I'm unmuted now. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. Apologies for being 10 minutes late. I say 10 minutes late. I scheduled the live stream for later purely because I didn't know what we was going to talk about. But obviously, we might as well go over Arsenal, Newcastle in a sec from a tactical point of view. Obviously, we've been linked with a young Romanian forward once again. Jonathan David links have resurfaced. You're seeing on The Athletic. And allegedly, AOUAOR is someone that we're interested in again. So, yeah, it's all typical Arsenal sort of stuff and Arsenal sort of business. I hope you're all doing well and safe. Please make sure you hit the like button. And as I said, good morning to those of you like myself over here in the United Kingdom. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night, depending on who you are and wherever you are stationed in this world, wherever people. I hope you're all doing well and safe. And I hope you're all ready to attack this week with, aggression and have a week to remember and reach your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations, people. If you give me a sec, we might as well jump into the tactical point of view from the jump, really and truly. Obviously, we'll say Saka, Smith Rowe. In fact, wait, hang on. That was that defensive. But in fact, we'll do it live in real time with you lot, people. So yeah, what are you lot saying? Before we get into the transfer business and things like that, big up yourself all the way from Malaysia. Appreciate all the Malaysians, Somali speakers. Ain't seen you for a while. Big up yourself nonetheless, and everybody else that's tuned in. Omar, you was in the Twitch live stream. Big up to everyone who was in this it doing the same thing. Make sure you're following and subscribing on Twitch. I appreciate that. Morning back up to all of you guys, man. I hope everyone's safe. Hope everyone's got a spring in their step. Obviously, we won at the weekend. We've got a big game on Thursday. As Omar has just said, one of the worst kept secrets in football has been confirmed. Ralph Rangnick has joined Manchester United as an interim manager. So it is what it is, people. Big up yourself, Ali, as well. Good morning, DG. Big up. It is what it is, man. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. I can't lie. I'm looking kind of sexy this morning. Like I'm preying myself in the camera, and I'm like, I keep getting thrown off. Who is that? I don't even swing that way, but I'm a DG sexual, the thing. But it's one of them ones, people. But let's crack on with the tactical review because I've been delaying. If you allow me to share my screen with you guys, people. Again, if I share my screen and go into this tactical thing now, again, there's still end of the day, we beat Newcastle and it was fantastic, but there's still the same old issues. I feel if we look at the first half, it was a bit of a 4-4-2. At times, I actually feel they went like that. They went like that and then had their units, but let's just say it was 2 banks of 4. No biggie. That's what teams come to the Emirates with. We struggle to really we've really struggled to break down low blocks, and I feel in the first half it's predictable. We had our, you got Smith Rowe on the left hand side. Tavares undoubtedly was the option provided there. Aubameyang technically peels over there. You've got Gabriel joining in from the defense as we've got our high line as well. So you can see there's numerous passing. Lokonga's stationed over there. We're very left hand centric as a football team. We was 2 over on that left hand side. You had Bukayo Saka over here and Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu goes for the underlap far too often, and we weren't really creating much. We was very left hand centric. We didn't really offer much. Obviously, you had Partey as well, where Lokonga played a number of good passes. Everyone wants to waffle about creation of 6 chances. Where were these 6 clear-cut chances? I'm not getting that, Lokonga. I'm just saying, when you look past the statistics, what chances were really created? There was a lovely ball over the top for Saka. Neither one of these guys skill set. So I think in the first half we was kind of struggling as we were against Watford, and in general we can't really progress with our midfielders. Take nothing away from Lokonga's performance. He played very good along with Tavares. Tavares is a constant option, and maybe if his decision making was better, but we're very left hand centric and they're reading that. You've got ODEGAARD as well, who when he plays he peels over to this right hand side or is told to stay there. Nothing's really happening in that regards. I feel in the second half, that's actually the second goal. If we quickly remove, I think one thing that made us better was obviously if we put the 4 players for the 2 banks of 4, the 4-4-2 back. what made us disrupt them better is because we look dangerous from both. We look dangerous from both sides. If I'm completely honest with you, we actually started to fashion chances and whatnot. People, again, not to scale, but we look dangerous from both sides. Again, Saka, he's got options now. He can come inside. Why? Because Tomiyasu is starting to go forward. No coincidence. He's getting forward. He gets an assist. Tavares is doing what Tavares does. Smith Rowe's woken up. You know, Aubameyang's just there for the sake of it. You've got Lokonga and Partey getting us further up the field. So again, primary because of our fullbacks. I'm trying to focus on our fullbacks. We started to get up and down their sides, and they were struggling to deal with that. Obviously, if you're playing a low block and you get at them, you're disrupting their shape. Suddenly, you're seeing people, you know, get out to in unnecessarily and whatnot. That's where our goals are coming from. Like without to scale again, you know, again, we recovered the ball back expertly, and let me check my notes. I'm pretty sure watching the game again, I counted about 10, 11 passes, and it was really good to see from an Arsenal perspective. What made the difference is we played with a bit of swagger. There was more options. We're doing things quicker. There's a lot more of an intensity about us. Hit the like button. We're pressing together as well. We're pressing in units. We weren't really doing that, I feel, throughout the whole game in the second half as well. As we got tired, whenever a Newcastle man wanted to just carry the ball, they were just kind of brushing us a bit too easily. And I also feel as much as Tavares was getting forward in that first half, I feel we was kind of being hard done by because he's going forward. And again, teams are going to recognize this. If we just say that this is Callum Wilson, that space, Gabriel and Callum Wilson were in dogfights. To be fair, Tavares has done well in the second half for that quote-unquote pen shout because he's actually got back. Gabriel's nowhere to be seen. But against United, these are avenues that could be exploited. But back to that, no coincidence. We're moving the ball faster. There's more options. And we're disrupting this shape. Again, they're going out to in. Gaps are starting to open. Obviously, Bukayo Saka's peeled over there. You know, Lokonga, Partey, Smith Rowe, Tavares, Saka, even Aubameyang. Everybody's involved in that 17 passes. But what makes it is the third man run, really and truly. Obviously, Smith Rowe and Tavares are doing their thing. Tavares, the ball falls into him. Saka, he's kept his run, and he's then gone and slapped it in the back of the net, really. The same trailer thought was with our second goal, And what I liked is Martinelli, you know, it's a proactive nature. Obviously, in real time, these defenders dropped a bit, but they're stationary parts here. What I liked, you know, Tomiyasu playing the pass, but you can see Martinelli, he asks for it. He makes it from out to in. And if you look at it, he bends his run as well just to stay on side. He's put his hand up like that. He's told Tavares what to do. He's gone from out to in, and he's obviously he's gone from out to in. He's bent his run slightly just to stay on side. The ball has come over the top. It's too little, too late. Keeper's tried, you know. Martinelli's there, done, you know. Again, the second half, I don't know what it is, but we played with more intensity. There's more options, the left and the right hand side. You know, we look like we're offering a bit more. There's more runners. So is it a mentality thing? Is it a tactical thing? I don't really know. Of course, there was, you know, Ramsdale had to make a save. I did feel Tavares is vacating space a bit too much. I didn't feel we pressed together in the first half. In the second, we made a lot of their mistakes and we was winning the ball back. You look how quickly we won the ball back for the first one because we're starting to press as a team. I do think it's too easy to run past and bypass our midfield, as I just said earlier. But from a tactical point of view, that's it. I did feel, I'm not going to lie, watching the game again, folks, potentially there should have been 2 penalties. We should have had a penalty, definitely. You know, I didn't feel first time round the Martinelli one was, but considering Lascelles is on a yellow card, if that happens anywhere else on the field, that's a free kick. He's got nowhere near. He's elbowed the my man in his face. That should be a penalty. That being said, I don't think Tavares is one on them is a penalty. I do, however, think Odegaard, if I remember correctly, he's, you know, Lascelles is a big lump, and he's probably, because he's not really a good footballer, he's a big lump of shit. So that's probably going to be hella heavy, really and truly. So he shouldn't, someone like Odegaard shouldn't be able to just move you up, but Odegaard's got hands on him. I've seen them penalties given. If I'm an Arsenal fan and that happens, it's cheap, but I want that penalty given. So I did feel on reflection, there could have been 2 penalties within that game, if I'm completely honest with you. But from a tactical point of view, that's all I have to say. You know, better pressing made the difference. For me, anyways. What are you lot saying? I just thought, let me go and get that one out the way, people. It is what it is. We're gonna get into the transfer news and all of those things in just a second, people. Big up Ali. What have you said? If we draw on Thursday, have we gained? If we draw on Thursday, have we gained a point or have we lost 2 in your eyes? Most likely, new manager not settled in yet, but on the plus, we've got a little form, 5 wins out of 6. Realistically, historically, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm in 2 minds about it because on one hand, my guy, I feel, The way United are at, respectfully, they're there for the taking. As you said, new manager, new managerial bounce. People are playing for the shirt. They're going to raise their level for Arsenal. We're rivals and all these things. They're trying to turn their season around. But considering United, you look at the goals they concede. You look at, Ralph Rangnick's going to do a lot, and he's been announced today. But, he's not going to have too long to change anything for that game. United could be got at. I want to see an attacking performance. Watford have presented problems. Even when United have beaten Newcastle, anytime you try and attack United, you have a chance. We can't really sit back and whatnot. So I do think it would, I do think we should go there and try to win. And if we don't, I'll be disappointed. But at the same time, Old Trafford, we don't travel well there. In the grand scheme of things, a point is a good point. They've just drawn a point against top of the league. So, a point, people live to fight another day. We focus on Everton. You can't win all the time. It'd be nice not to lose. I'll be disappointed if we don't win. I'll be very disappointed if we lose. I do think we can get something out of the game. We need to raise our levels. That being said, United should feel the same way. They should feel Arsenal are there for the taking. Really, they should feel Arsenal are overrated. Like them, we're both, I don't think we've conceded goals like them, but I wouldn't say we're necessarily a defensive good side. We're definitely an improved defensive side for what we used to be. There's definitely a more emphasis, and we're keeping better clean sheets, and the new signings have added something. But once every game, Ramsdale's having to make a world-class save, and Ramsdale's probably under too much pressure. So that, how good can you really be? So there should be question marks of both sides, really. So I would be very disappointed, if I'm honest with you. But again, it's about the occasion, man. Our players, I hope they don't crumble, if I'm honest with you. We should be trying to win. And I want to see attacking football, because I don't think you're going to present Man United. Man United, based on how they're playing, they're quite a narrow side, excluding the front three. You're not going to disrupt their shape. I think give them a culture shock. Make De Gea have to make all them saves. I don't know who their partnership's going to be. I don't know where. I don't know if Maguire's coming back in. I know he's suspended. I don't know where Shaw's fitness is, but that, Bailly's a good defender. But Bailly and Lindelof, they ain't played together too many times this season. That's a new look, quote unquote, partnership. Wan-Bissaka's form's on the floor. Alex Tellers is a bit shaky. De Gea's a bad boy in goal, but he's not invincible. If you have 20 shots, he's gonna let in one. Really, look how good he was yesterday. To be fair with you, and again, decision making has to be perfect, because Chelsea dominated United, but they walked away with a point, same as United. Why? Because they didn't create enough, they didn't score enough. And you look at, it's not Callum Hudson-Odoi's fault, but you look at the early stages of that game. If he squares that ball, that game's flipped on its head. Saying that, if Fred doesn't try and be a hero and passes the ball, United probably nick the points. One thing that I think that game does highlight, though, is the high line. Chelsea, how Jorginho, who's probably the worst defender in that Chelsea team, is left on the high line, is 2v1 from a corner. I'm sure Thomas Tuchel will be vexed, but that's something that could happen to Arsenal. We play a high line, a high line at Old Trafford. I know Gabriel's not slow, and Tavares, if he plays, isn't slow, but we don't want to get caught in caught in foot races and things like that. So it's definitely a tough ask, but we're gonna have to raise our level. Reality is the games are coming thick and fast, brother. Like, there's no easy games. I know Everton, we can't look ahead of United. Everton's form's on the floor. They've got Liverpool next and then us. They're gonna raise it. They're gonna want 3 points. Newcastle should have got something out of, we were better than them, but they could have got something out of the game. United are gonna want to get something out of the game. The games are coming thick and fast. Right now we sit full fifth. There's a good platform, but we need to see it through to the end, man, really and truly. It is what it is. So we'll have to see, man. We should be trying to win versus Man United, in my opinion. Martinelli's a beast. I'm seeing Martinelli get hella praise. Martinelli's a beast. I like Martinelli's mentality. United are defo going to play Ronaldo against us. And Ronaldo's scoring, it's probably naive. We're not keeping a clean sheet against United, So I think this is why we need to be on an attacking sense. It's like Liverpool. If we were going to beat Liverpool, I said it in my preview, it's naive to think you're going to get a clean sheet. So let's center our game plan around conceding. If we concede the first goal, what's going to happen? If somehow we went ahead in that game and they scored, what's going to happen? We have to, it's not always a clean sheet thing. We'll have to see, though. I just think anytime you ask questions of United, you can get something out of the game. So we'll have to see what happens, people. I like Martinelli's mentality. Tomiyasu looks able to deliver a decent ball when allowed to go forward, but it's still worrying that we still don't have balance when attacking, still left-hand reliant like last year. Exactly, and it's going to get found out, really. We're solid in defense now, not great still. I don't think we're solid. I definitely feel we've improved greatly defensively, but myth, bro. Partey offers 0% in the game. Even my girl was asking what exactly he does and why do players pass around him to other players instead of trying through him. To be fair, that's very harsh because people did pass the ball to him. I do think Lokonga and Partey, they're not creative midfielders or number 8, so they're not always available on the passing lane. Respectfully, fair play to you and your girl, but it is what it is, man. Thoughts on Roy versus Kara? I think Kara's points was valid. To be fair, low profile. I don't even care. Like, I'll be real. I think they both had points, but it's nothing to do with me if I'm real. Bro, we will win and they won't get ish if we play well. I hope so. I hope so, man. Turning up is half the battle. You turn up, you have half a job. We're gonna focus on United a bit tomorrow/Tuesday. Well, yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday/Wednesday. Obviously, we're playing them on Thursday. There's gonna be a watch along, people. So make sure you're bearing that in mind. There'll be a watch along on Wednesday as well. Liverpool versus Everton, or Everton's at home to Liverpool. So it'd be stupid not to try and watch that. I'm contemplating Tuesday. I can't lie. The games are kind of rubbed, people, for Tuesday fixtures. They're not that deep, but we'll see what could happen, people. But yeah, in relation to the tactical review and the Man United one, it is what it is. But pardon me, let's get into the transfer business, which I'm sure a lot of you have been eagerly waiting. I'm seeing comments about Romanian Mbappe, and that man said we've got Romanian Mbappe, we've got Brazilian Mbappe, Martinelli. Neither player are Mbappe. Mbappe's Mbappe, Martinelli's Martinelli, and my man's my man. I never said something, nothing. The article said it. So yeah, man. Man said that too. Yeah, it's like two nitties fighting, man. Like, I don't care about all that. Ramsdale was fantastic as usual when needed, and Ben White has grown massively. I said it yesterday, I'm not saying we need to hype him, but I think Ben White, there's still question marks, but he's starting to find himself now. He's starting to do his thing, and I think, I can't lie, I think he had a good game against Liverpool. Obviously, he got sat on his backside by Jota because of Tavares losing the ball, but I think he's coming into his own, and there's slowly, game by game, he's finding balance, when to do that modern day centre half thing of bringing it out from the back and when to just keep it normal. I still have question marks, not for him, but it's all fun and games having Ramsdale who can play football with his feet. It's all fun and games having Ben White and Gabriel. It's all fun and games having the fullbacks and having Smith Rowe and that. But the midfield, when it's punched into them midfielders, like yesterday, I think Saturday, I think the midfielders did well. Watford, I think he did the midfielders, but none of them have that technical level to do the thing, bro. Like, if that makes sense. Once the ball goes into the middle, I don't really see what we're trying to do, really and truly. If I'm honest, if I'm completely honest with you, Ben White. Seeing some interesting comments from you again. I want to get into the transfer stuff, but keep the comments coming, man. Big up DG. I was wrong about Oba through the middle. He's just washed at the moment. Unfortunately, we need a striker. We do, and we need to save Aubameyang from himself. We haven't got time to, when people say, when people are in good form and we sit there and say, they're unlucky not to play. And when people are in bad form, not with Aubameyang, persist. We ain't got time for it. We need to pick the best 11, the people that are performing. Aubameyang's not doing the job. Lacazette through the middle. Bring in Pepe or Martinelli or somebody else. Aubameyang, we ain't turned our back on you. Hopefully you find your form this season, but we can't carry people. We found ourselves currently, Arsenal, in uncharted territory. Nobody expected to be 5th, 4th, wherever we are at this moment in time. Like, low key, there's a title challenge mathematically, but banter aside, we're in a good position. Now, I don't want it to be lost, because I keep saying to you, it's good where we are right now, but it's November turning December. Until we're here in May, it doesn't matter. There's going to be moments we lose games, moments we win that we're not supposed to, moments we go through bad form. Players that are playing right, Gabriel, Ben White, Tavares, Ramsdale, they're all young, with respectfully. They're going to go through bad moments of form, really. Odegaard, he was the best player in the world a couple of months ago, and we were so happy not to buy Maddison. Now, man, are saying we made a mistake. Carl Maddison scored and got 2 assists, and Odegaard's behaving a bit woeful, especially with this young side. They're going to go through good and bad moments. So it's about keeping this consistency. Somehow we found ourselves here, and it's down to ourselves to push it all the way. Because as I said last season, for as poor as we have been and we are, if Arsenal don't get to where they're supposed to do in May, it's our fault. It's our fault. Nobody apart from the big three are a golf ahead of anyone. And saying that, United just drew against Chelsea. So it is what it is, really and truly. Post life. After Oba, who's the captain? I'd like Gabriel. I mean, I like Gabriel. I'd say for me, probably looking at Ramsdale and Tierney now, if I'm honest with you. Gabriel has a shout, and I'm sure there's a couple of others that weren't. It's all about patience. What happens to Ben White when Saliba comes back? Someone's going to be pissed. King, man, have to be pissed. You need about 3 to 5 centre half options, and you have 3 good ones in, I assume, Ben White, Gabriel, and Saliba, and then you have a couple of others. Tomiyasu could play there, maybe more so if we get a more attacking right back. You've got a couple of other things. He should be. We want Gabriel and Ben White to keep doing what they're doing, developing into a fantastic partnership, and then we want it to be switched up. You look over at City; they've got John Stones, Diaz, and obviously Laporte, and every now and again, one of those 3 centre halves in particular goes through a purple patch, and someone's dropped out the team. You've got Ake, who's a couple of levels below them, but can come in. It's a squad game, and assuming we're back in Europe next season, then there's however many fixtures added to the calendar. You're going to need the whole squad, and like I said, there's losses of form, and there's all these things. Ben White's had losses. He's had to gain form this year. I want Saliba to come back more confident. He's getting more confident, and there's clangers in him. But come and mess it up. Ideal way, we have a great partnership in the centre halves that are playing right now. Saliba comes and spoils it, ultimately gives Arteta a headache, which makes it harder to pick the team. With the team right now, form-wise and players-wise, do we need a couple of additions in January? Yeah, I mean, for me, the minimum is a centre middle too. Obviously, with Lacazette and Aubameyang not knowing how to score goals, you wouldn't want them on a night out if you're trying to pull. We probably need a striker. It's probably naive to expect a household name striker or a striker that's of some standard in January, but I would love it because we're not scoring goals, and we've got a bit of a. It's a bit weird for me because I don't feel I think a lot of our problems are in that midfield. I do think these strikers are not pulling their fingers out and doing enough, but we're not creating enough chances. When we turn on the pressure, like in the second half, fair play, but we're not scoring, we're not creating. A part of it is down to players not doing the jobs, but a part of it's down to personnel. And then I have to look at tactically. We're not really the chances we created in that second half. They should be happening throughout the game. Chelsea, City, Liverpool, the benchmark that obviously we're a while away from. They do that again every time. Of course, there's times you've got to be patient. And if we're going to play against low blocks 9 times out of 10, you've got to be patient. But, like somebody said, it was very predictable. It was kind of slow. No one's got the skill set to break down teams. There's not really a run or a variety of movement. Our pressing weren't the best. We're quite predictable down the left-hand side and very left-hand centric. Second half, that wasn't the case. First half, there was. Now, in the first half, we didn't concede. You might concede and go down and then change things. And it's a game we put a lot of pressure, but end of the day, we don't get anything from it. So it's a difficult one, man. Midfield's a massive problem. I mean, I think Tushimani's an exception because he's a brilliant footballer and he can pass the ball forward, but you probably need more. The primary strengths have to be passing the ball and breaking lines and controlling the tempo of a game. I don't think we have that. There's not enough variety at this moment, and I think we're only going to get to a point. Saliba should return next season. I mean, 3 at the back could be a thing, but I'd prefer a back 4 if I'm honest with you. I mean, come on now, Joe. I mean, this is one thing that annoys me about football fans, regardless of form or not, Football's a 90-minute game. These lot probably it's a 9 to 5 job. How does having a nice car or getting your car have anything to do with your football? You hear this guy, it's just poor form, and Aubameyang needs to pull his fingers out and he needs to get dropped. But you hear the man's doing new psychological things. His training has revamped. The manager said it. He's just in poor form. What does your outside life have to do with it? It's like when players have lost a football match and you see them raving. I understand it, but what's going on? Some of you go from 9 to 5, you don't do your jobs, you're probably on discipline, you're probably having appraisal meetings and that. You still go out on Sundays. What's stopping you from that? There's this, and it jars me as well when players do that. It really annoys me that people think footballers should just sit in the fucking dark when their form's not there. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. The man can get and not just him, anyone. The man can wrap his fucking car as many times. He needs to pull it out. As long as he gets to training on time. If the wrap in the car is taking too long, so he's late to training and matches, that's an issue. But it don't make sense. The man's in poor form. He needs to pull his fingers out. That's that. It's nothing to do with man's personal life or whatever. You just suck at this moment, Aubameyang. Why can't fans just call a spade a spade, just keep things true? It don't always have to be there's something going on in man's life. There's an attitude problem. He's a money grabber. The form just fucking sucks. That's it. We've always got trying to do this mad thing with footballers, and it's not even just an Arsenal thing. It's like with Jadon Sancho. The minute the form's not there, there's an attitude problem, this and that. But allow it, man. Allow it. People just need to play better. Come on now. When man are playing good, what's said then? It's not making sense, bro. Why do people always have to do things over the top? Partey loves the London lifestyle. Of course, Partey does. I know. Let me not talk too tough, but Partey loves the rave. As long as you're allowed to do them things. You're a human effing being. You don't think there's managers? Certain man ain't got a win in the league this season. What if he goes for a meal out with his family? What's going on? Let's have some common sense, bro. Like, it's not making sense. Aubameyang, hold your hands up. You've been shit, but brother, it's tiresome, man. Go back in for Neves. That boat's probably gone, my G. It's probably gone. It's probably gone. It's probably gone. But for real, now we can get into the transfer stuff. You know, timestamp 25:40. Now we can keep your opinions coming and whatnot, people. Again, don't shoot the messenger. Just going over these things with you, people. Anyways. Somebody said sometimes you need your strikers to create, and that's true. We don't have it, not just strikers. We have very little players who can spark individual brilliance. One love to SAKA, Smith Rowe. I think Martinelli's got that. We don't have a talisman, but love for that. But anyways, going into these rumors, people, let's start with my man. You know, 442 have said Arsenal 6 million bid confirmed for the next Kylian Mbappe. Now, the FCSB president / owner hasn't been shy in kind of promoting his young talent. He's kind of said, you know what, we're going to keep him for a couple of years, but he's someone we can make money off, and Arsenal have been primarily linked with him. I ain't got no extensive knowledge, but from what I can see on YouTube and little clips on WeScout and things, he seems like he's got a good variety of movement. He knows when to come short, knows when to run in behind, knows when to peel off the last man. Fairly decent link-up play. You know, I don't know too much about him, but he looks kind of decent, and Romania have a couple of little players developing, and Arsenal know that because we've signed Dragomir before, we've signed Serjan before. So again, hopefully our scouts are doing their jobs. Again, if we're bidding 6 million, one has to wonder what that might mean for Balogun, what that might mean for a couple of strikers just below him, and what that means for us moving forward. You know, obviously potential, just potential, and you know, we might buy him for 6 million. He might never make it, but he might go on and become a 30 million pound player. That's a decent profit. Allegedly, though, Arsenal have bidded 6.4 for Ianis Stoica. Forgive me, Romanians, for mispronunciation. He's been dubbed the next Kylian Mbappe, according to the owner of the Romanian club he plays for. So this is someone that's waxing lyrical about his talent. I currently have a 7.5 euros offer for Ianis. He told an outlet before confirming that the bid was indeed from Arsenal, and I want 10 million plus 20%. So he wants to make money, people, you know. Beyond that, there's nothing else really and truly. You know, the article's gone on to talk about how we wanted other players. He's spoke about other young strikers within our setup. Again, like what I just said, leverage the fact that we're looking at Romania before and have signed 1-2 players. It just sounds like, respectfully, it sounds like a man that's just whoring out his players, in it. He's got a, you know, it just sounds like he's in a market and he's out there screaming mangoes for a pound, 2 for a pound, and all of that, people. And I respect it. You know, English clubs have money. You need money. Go and make it happen, innit? Really and truly. He's claimed there's been an offer, you know. And again, this isn't the first time. You know, if we kind of go back maybe too far, well, I'm not going to be able to find articles right now, but we've been linked with the Don before, innit? We've been linked with him before. The Sun has been linked with him, has linked us with him. Let's see what this article is saying. 200 of you locked in. Please hit the like button. Let's Google Translate. So this is from, well, this is from last week. So again, we've been linked with the Don, people, you know, and he's shown that he's quite prolific. Apparently, he's got 14 goals and 7 assists for their first team, and they know they have a gen. If we look back at what was previously said, their owner said it is good that Arsenal are monitoring Ianis, but there is no reason to sell him. He could leave in a year or two, but it is unlikely that will happen. Technically, physically, and very smart. Looking at him, you'd think he's 23, not 18. Now, I see a bit of that. I wouldn't say he's Mbappe, really and truly, but yeah, and obviously we need a striker that's kind of ready right now. You know, as much as I'm not going to turn down a young man with potential, we've got Martinelli, bring it. I think we need someone whose strengths are kind of right now, how they can positively affect the team right now, people. Sorry, folks. Let's just close a bit of that because it's just bugging me out. So again, I don't know how true them rumors there linking Donny with the club is, people, but that's that, you know, firmly that's that. Really and truly. Away from all of that, let's click off that. We've also been linked with Raza again, Raheem Sterling once again. Whether it's common sense or not, I don't know. Hit the like button. 212 of you locked in. Arsenal extremely attractive to Raheem Sterling as Man City stars agents request exit. Now, apparently, they're trying to talk with Raheem Sterling once again about a new deal. He's been linked with Barcelona and Real Madrid, as you lot already know. For me personally, I can't see it. And to be fair, I would love Sterling to sign. And I think, Arsenal's prestigious enough historically for him to want to sign. And obviously, the romance with working with his former manager, Mikel Arteta, or coach Mikel Arteta, or a coach in Arteta. I'd have to question why Sterling at 26, after winning the Premier League and saying you want to play abroad, and if you run down your deal, you're in a fantastic opportunity. Why did you sign for Arsenal? Because we probably, being optimistic, I hope it would take 3 years to return Arsenal or less to where we want. It's probably going to take about 5 years. Where are you going to be in that period? You're 26, 4 years, you'd be 30, but what trophies are they going to be? And you might think, what if? If anything, you'd probably sign for Arsenal at this moment when your career is winding down. But apparently, Arsenal would reportedly be an extremely attractive club for Raheem Sterling to join. As you know, his contract is running down, people. He was linked with Spurs. Arsenal have been interested in Sterling in the past, and it appears the Gunners are still keen. Representatives of this say Sterling's representatives have informed City he wants to leave on loan in January. Arsenal are the only club named to be interested in a deal for the England star. A move to London, where Sterling grew up, is said to be attractive to the player, which is true. But again, there's rumours Ferran Torres might leave, so I'm not too sure what to make of that, people. Carrying on, people, and with a striker that is at the club, the latest on Lacazette. First, it was Atletico Madrid. Now it seems to be Barcelona. Arsenal star reaches verbal agreement over transfer to Euro Giants after talks recently accelerated. Arsenal striker Alexandre Lacazette has reportedly been holding talks over a potential free transfer to Barcelona once his current contract at the Emirates expires. We all remember Lacazette said recently that his agents in January are going to start looking. I'd be amazed if there wasn't indirect offers being placed at their feet. Apparently, he's reached a verbal agreement over moving to Barcelona, according to this publication, which this publication, I can't say it, but they do have a knack of doing the mad rumors. I couldn't begrudge you for joining Barcelona. I'd rather sit on the bench for Barca than Arsenal. Fair play. Jonathan David, who for me wouldn't probably be my first choice, but I think his level has gone up. Like, there's still a number of question marks. For me, he's not proactive enough. I don't see enough in his general game, but he is improving. He's starting to score more goals, more decisive goals, offer more when he's not scoring, play with a bit of a better swagger. As you lot have seen, Arsenal have been tracking the red hot striker for 3 years now, which kind of coincides with when Aubameyang signed his deal. So you should be. We've been looking at him since he was at Gent, and we know obviously we've done business with Lille before, and they probably owe us for swindling us for Pepe. So, and obviously the Athletic have come out with an article and linked us with a lot of strikers, Isaac, him, Vlahovic, and the rest of it, the typical names. And this was part of that. Apparently, he's a long-term target of Arsenal. Apparently, the Athletic claim Arsenal have been watching David for 3 years, with Mikel Arteta's side now in the market for a number 9. A blind man could see we need to score goals. Apparently, Arsenal have kept first tabs on David after his move to Gent back in 2018. So they know about the Canadian's talents well by now. So yeah, I don't know how much it would take to buy him, but as I said, he's been in fairly decent form. He's got 10 goals in 15 league games, and a lot of them have been decisive goals. And I'm sure in the champs he scored a couple of decisive goals as well. The age of 21, he's not going to be the finished article. There are some what I would call exceptions to the rule. Vlahovic is looking different for a 21-year-old. Karim Adeyemi the same. There's been other names, and there is all names, but in terms of the common strikers, I'm not expecting too much at 21 years of age, but I do like him. He can carry a ball, he can dribble, he can score. As I said, sometimes decision making not there. I think at times as a footballer, you've got to if a cross is coming in, as a striker, you've got to expect them defenders to miss it. Sometimes he doesn't always do that, and he's not going to be the finished article. If we can, I don't know if they'll let him go in January, but he's someone we could look to move for. I don't think we bring a striker in January, at least not one of these household names. It may be a scouting thing similar to when we brought in AOUAOR in the January one year. If that's the case, then fair play. But other than that, I can't really see us signing the individual. Allegedly, Fabrizio Romano has also said Arsenal are still interested in Renato Sanches. He said Arsenal have had this boy on their list for a long time. I'm told he's still a player that Arsenal like. He was on their list alongside AOUAOR. Let's see if Arsenal decide to jump at this opportunity. There's nothing advanced. And obviously, he seems like someone that's angling for a move in January, and seems like, again, something we can do. And again, like with Jonathan David, we can maneuver it maybe because we've done business with Lille before, but I don't know what to read in that regards, people. So you lot are going to have to tell me what you lot think. But in relation to that, for next Mbappe, We've obviously had Jonathan David, AOUAOR, Renato, Sanchez, rumours. Where else has there been as well? Well, that's all. That's all that in relation to the transfers. But hit the like button if you haven't. 237 of you locked in. I'm appreciative of all you guys support. People, can we at least get to 100 likes? We're on 90. It's good, but it's not amazing. People, it's actually quite terrible. You lot are doing me dirty. Vlahovic is better than Piontek and Jovic were. I really think he's worth whatever the money we can get. True, but he seems like a very service-reliant striker. So again, Arteta is going to have to make sure there's creativity. DG, what's happening to the Basuma deal? I don't know. I don't think there was ever a Basuma deal, really. And I don't listen. I would take Basuma, but I'd more want us to spend heavy on a household name whose talents are a bit different. And then similar to how you brought in Lokonga, get another number 6 of that ilk. I would feel very uncomfortable if this club spent 45 million on Partey, similar fee for Basuma, which would make it 80. It probably goes to about 90-ish with the 17 spent on my man. Lokonga without addressing the midfield. That's not going to score any goals, bro. Like, we need that, but it's not going to score any goals. We're not, Basuma can pass the ball as can Partey and Lokonga. Their strengths are not that. Like, I can't lie, I don't agree with it personally. Shout out to you, Colin. I'll also be glad with any of those Lille guys. They won the title over Paris, so they have pedigree, and their system is similar to the hard-working Premier League squads, so we won't find passengers there. Let me scroll the way up because there were some interesting comments. Realistically, I don't think Sterling will come to us, more like Barca. I'll take Raheem. Big up Mr. Ablib and all the members. Obo will be fine when Arteta leaves. Arteta is out of his depth. We are going to see that on Thursday. It used to be in 2 seasons' time. Now it's 3 mid-table settings. I hear that, fair play, but, I think Aubameyang is poor off his own back now. Like I said last week, show faith in same players. I'm glad they came back stronger. I think Balogun should go out on loan as well, but it's techie in relation to what's going to go on in January with a couple of players. Bless up. How would you start the front four versus United? Not really sure, on who my options would be, but I think we need to press. We need to be aggressive. That defense will give the ball away, and suddenly that United midfield will drop provided you do that. Oba needs to regain his confidence with the ball at his feet. He does, but we can't carry passengers, so he needs to go. We've tried the playing man through the form thing. He probably starts on Thursday, makes himself a hero. It's probably time to drop, man. As I said, we can't carry passengers. Anyone that looks like a passenger at any moment, I'm not saying just drop man straight away, but pardon me, pull them out the team. We've got to be cruel to be kind. It's not about who feels unfair because they ain't playing or whose form. If your form's not there, play man who is, sorry. DGR priority needs to be Kessié and Jan. Could we try Laka/Martinelli and Laka Pepe as a front two during AFCON with Balogun as a sub? Pepe is going to be at AFCON. So that kind of puts that one in dead water. And I like Kessié, but again, someone who can pass the ball forward. Oba's non-scoring is no problem. It's a problem because we're the team that doesn't score goals anyways. And again, if the key, we can't say it's not a problem because if Ramsdale wasn't catching balls and stopping balls going in his net, that's a problem. Aubameyang not scoring is a problem, and it highlights the lack of goals. When Aubameyang and Lacazette aren't on it, and let's be real, Lacazette's been anything but a prolific goal scorer, even though he's better than Aubameyang at this moment in time. There's an elephant in the room. We don't have anyone else, It's not like we've got a Mo Salah or a winger that's going to grab 10 goals. The young players are still developing. If these lot are not scoring, then they're unbalanced in the team. So it is a problem. The man is a quality player, and I have no doubt Aubameyang will get back to form. But reality is, listen, I've not got no loyalty to Aubameyang or any of the players. I'm loyal to my football club, and Aubameyang could make himself a hero on Thursday. I do think he gets a bad rep, but at the end of the day, we find ourselves in a position that we've earned and we probably didn't expect. And I want to hold on to that. And I don't think I can carry passengers. So for Thursday, if Aubameyang's not playing off the left, excluding a 4-4-2, for me, it's Lacazette, Pepe. The left-hand side, I don't know, because I don't really want to play Smith Rowe there. I'd say Smith Rowe 10. Could you throw Martinelli there or Pepe? I think you need a direct winger. Saying that, Aubameyang could be it. So I don't doubt his quality, but it's an Arsenal thing. As I said, more so when we was in better form, we always said it's a bit unfair to not give this guy a game, that guy a game, and I hear that, but we need to get 3 points. We ain't got time to carry people. We ain't got time to be for anyone who's complaining about game time, even though I would as well. You need to sign up for a Sunday League team. This ain't Sunday League where everyone's paid their subs, so everyone has a right to play. We need 3 points. Pick the players who gives us that. If we lose, then obviously we revamp things. Of course, outside of life does cause problems, but I'm sure him driving a car or him sitting in his Versace sheets on his bed doesn't make any sense. Of course, if you're, as you've seen, and the people didn't give Aubameyang luxuries. Of course, when you've got malaria, your mother's going through stuff, it's going to affect things, you know. But again, Aubameyang's form is just poor, you know. Again, he doesn't really get too many injuries, so clearly, however, he's looking after himself and nutritional wise is spot on. You know, it's just a form thing. You know, it's literally just a form thing which he needs to hold his L's. It's not always, we need to look at other things, man. Go back in for Neves, why not? But I think that one's a myth, man. What formation do you think is ideal for us going forward? Seems a bit tired of me. I don't know, man. It just seems like whatever we stumble upon we ride the waves in it. Like the 4-4-1-1's been working, 4-4-2's been working. Might come a case where 4-2-3-1's revisited. It wouldn't be an Arsenal season if there weren't a period, which we ain't seen so far, where the back three comes in and things like that. So I don't know. I think Tomiyasu is slowly improving and will be a very good right back for Arsenal. He is a very good right back and he's a good player. I do think we need options because, again, if he, God forbid, if he gets injured, we're back to square one. J Money, I hope you're doing well and safe. What do you think of Ziyech and Renato in this team? Well, Ziyech, I don't really think he's going to improve us. He's a player I really wanted, but he looks a bit too lightweight. Renato Sanchez probably offers something, but if I'm honest in my heart, I will take. I wasn't. It's a minor, Joe. I'm talking more in general. It's more away from you now because there's people that genuinely believe that. Renato Sanchez, if I'm honest with you, I don't think he's the centre mid we need, but we need midfielders, and I like Renato, so there's a bit of bias behind it. Love the new throne, by the way, DG. This is courtesy of you guys. If you lot didn't support it, we can't make improvements. Just waiting on my green screen to come. There's actually a green screen that will wrap kind of behind, like it will wrap onto the chair in it. So it's kind of kill the width, if that makes sense. I've got a new desk, thanks to you lot, and it's slightly smaller. So yeah, I think we're gonna have to not get rid of this green screen. This costs a bloody lot of money, you know. So it's gonna be used, but we need to adapt. Do you think we should try to convert Pepe to a striker? He's wasted on the wing and technically our best finisher could be on Re-S, but more tricky. I mean, I'm open to playing him there, but I wouldn't say he's wasted on the wings. I just think we don't understand him. I think he's a winger. Could try it. If no one else is scoring goals, might as well, bro. Martinelli must start against Man United. Bro, chill out, man. Gabon aren't doing anything, lad. We're not, but he's still going there. DG, do you think Salah and Patino should go on loan in Jan as well as Balogun? No. Less so Patino. Martinelli would be good for the press. And obviously, if Tavares plays like with Martinelli and Lokonga and Tavares, against Newcastle, when you ain't played, you know, yeah, Man United's a big game or form, this and that. But what I like is sometimes, wow, the manager ain't giving me a chance. It's my time now. I want to hold on to this shirt because sometimes there's not too many opportunities that are going to be given. So Martinelli could be that. And Martinelli helps with the pressing, whoever it is. I know Smith Rowe does take on his man and he does do things out wide and he'll probably affect the game. But I just feel you can't always, I can't tell Arteta anything about football, but I just feel looking at United, I think, you know, they look shaky in defense, you know, and I know if I'm in bad form as a fullback, the last thing I want is a winger that's going to take man on. So play your wingers that are more out and out wingers and take man on, especially on that left hand side. I do think Tomiyasu, we need that stability with him being narrow, but he needs to do what he was doing in the second half because you're going to invite United to go forward. Tellez' strengths are probably going that way. You've got Rashford on that side as well. And even if Tavares starts, he needs to be careful of the space he vacates. He did it against Newcastle. You won't be so lucky against Jadon. We're still in minus goal difference. We're not creating. We're not scoring. Our defensive things are just moving mad. So a lot of it's overstated. Also, I see that fresh shape up. Hey, shout out to the world, man. One love, my guy. Yo, DG, how come David is in the thumbnail? I just locked in because we spoke about him. Obviously, if you've missed the transfer business, and I didn't actually close that timestamp, so if you've missed the transfer business up until this point, from minute 25:40 to 44:10, let me actually drop that in there for you. Look, hit the like button if you haven't. Get your opinions. What do you make of Jonathan David, the Romanian brother we've been linked with, and all these things? You could say Liverpool playing with Fabinho and Keita is defensive. I don't think you can really because I wouldn't say Cater's anything but defense. He's probably the worst He's probably the worst defensive. When I say defensive midfielder, but the defensive outlet in terms of midfield in Liverpool's team. Fabinho's primary job obviously is to win the ball back, but he's passing the ball forward as well. And obviously they're allowed to overcompensate because they can punch it into plays. Even guys like Fabinho and Henderson, guys that are not necessarily the most expansive, even though they can pass, are more progressive passers than our midfield, probably excluding Granit Xhaka, really and truly. So I can't say I agree with that. I hear it though. I know Chelsea won't sell to us, but I'd like to see Pulisic at Arsenal. Wouldn't mind him, Captain America in that. What else are you lot saying? Big up AM as well. We need to be more strict as a club. If you're not performing, you don't play. But then again, we don't have the squad depth for that. There's balance in it. You can't just drop everyone for playing poor and just play everyone when they're persistent with bad form. You've got to find a balance. And I think Odegaard, Aubameyang now, Tierney have paid case of that. Lacazette last season, he came out of the team and he came back stronger. Pepe as well. It's a squad game. Like, not too many of our players are on it from August till May. Their seasons. In the second half of the season or next year, there'll probably be a player that we're writing off. Who knows? Odegaard might be there. Very few people thought Pepe would carry this team last year. Or Lacazette, it might be them. I don't think we should ever be in that situation. But yeah, man. It's a bit of a mazza. Arteta is too fixated on positional play. That's why players like Pepe and Martinelli don't get a sniff. Did you disable the dislike button, DG? Way to keep the haters away? Nope, YouTube did. Pepe needs a coach like Wenger, maybe, but Pepe needs to pull it out. End of the day, man are 26, bro. Man are 26 in this thing. If I'm the same age as Pepe, obviously I could sit here and say the right back don't overlap. Arteta this, I'm hard done by. A lot of that is true, but I need to take responsibility. Why not? Because the penny has dropped for a time. At one, I don't know what's going on, but there's been a time Pepe's been the first name in the team sheet, like with the FA Cup run, like with last season. He's always ended the season strong. But the following year, when it feels like a bit of optimism, it's that. I think it's the end for Pepe because he's got a year left on his deal. I don't want it to be because I think he's actually a decent squad player. But yeah, man. Is what it is. I actually do think Aouar could be an option in January. He was linked to Juventus, but with their financial problems, we need to be on it. The grind's paying off by God's grace, man. You could try selling it on Facebook Marketplace if they have. That's where you live. I don't know what that is. DG reinvesting, unlike Stan. I try, man. I try. Does Tierney get back into the starting 11? I don't think you can drop Tavares and whatnot, but I can't lie. For me, I think you can't win in it, because obviously, if Tavares plays and drops a clanger against United, people are going to say, I told you so, this, that, and the other. If Tierney comes in, why did you play him now? Tavares is playing better. Tavares took his spot. Tavares, he had a blip against Liverpool. He's bounced back strong. Obviously, he might want to say, you know what? I made my mistake. I don't want to let my manager down. And obviously, Tavares likes to fly forward, and he's probably one of our best attacking options. I need us to get at Wan-Bissaka and that defense. I think Tavares gets that. Obviously, Tierney can go forward, but Tierney's form weren't quite there. I don't know how fit he is. I don't know how much cobwebs have been shucking out. He did look good against Scotland, and maybe Tierney gets a look and he says, you know what, bro, this Tavares guy, he's come out of nowhere, and it seemed like, yeah, he was the number 2 left back, but man was here. He was there. Now it's him there. I need to put in a shift. Maybe Tierney puts in a shift. I feel a bit safer with Tierney, but I do think attack is a form of defense, and Tavares could be that. So I would probably go for Tierney on Thursday. But if you ask me when this live stream ends, my broski, that idea will probably flip. So it's a good problem to have, really. I don't think there's any logic in dropping Tavares, but same way, I don't think I think Tierney comes back in. We've got 126 likes and there's 257 of you locked in. First things first, if you've hit the like button, big up yourself. I appreciate you. I hope you all, stay in good health and you win the lottery. You haven't hit the like button, unexpected high bills due, boiler is going to break, etc., etc. It's Christmas time. I'm sure you don't want unexpected high bills. So hit the like button if you haven't done such already. We should go for Kessié/Renato. With Renato, I don't look at the injury record because look at Partey before Arsenal. True, but we need a couple more creative, man. We need to press more when we don't have the ball. We are watching teams in possession. I'd say we need to press on a coordinated thing, We don't do it. Second half, we did, but at the same time, we didn't. It's madness that Tierney was one of our best players now, but can't even get a game. It's true, but that's how it is. You can't rely on your past laurels. It's what you're doing right now. I mean, it's not the most expansive. I wouldn't say that's necessarily defensive, but you know, because you look at Henderson, he's quite progressive for Liverpool, and Fabinho kind of does the same. But it's not a hill I'm gonna die on, you know. If that's what you lot believe, I don't really care less, really and truly. We have to give Arteta credit for holding Tavares for last game and not being reactionary. I don't think he would have been reactionary if he dropped him, but I give credit for the man management. He could have rubbed them out. He didn't. They played. They gave him a reason. Yeah, that was blending realities. That was for FM, Alex. That was for FM, man. Pepe has a good chance of going off with Ivory Coast. What do you think of Milinkovic Savic? I like him a lot. You know, I like him a lot. I would love him, but it's gonna cost a pretty penny. And it's kind of a lot of the same thing said about Paul Pogba, kind of in his game. Aouar has attitude problems. Would rather someone like Kessié, even if he costs a little more. I mean, they're two different players. You know, I'm just asking you, who told you Aouar had attitude problems? Because it's very easy to throw these things into the world. I just want to know. I'm not criticizing you. I just want to, if you can point me somewhere, how. I don't doubt that he doesn't. You know, how though? Where did you find that, or are you just saying that, like, because the baseless claims like this in football start becoming a fact? And to be fair with you, I like people with attitude problems as long as there's balance. You know. We probably need people with attitude problems, with a positive, you know, with the hump and things like that. We need people like that. So where did you again? I just want to know where is it? You know, I don't doubt it. The French players are very diplomatic, but how many good players didn't have attitude problems? You know, Ronaldo's got attitude problems. He wants to be a winner. He's demanding. Henry had attitude problems. Vieira, these lot are difficult characters as well. You know, like obviously attitude problems isn't just, you know, being on some fake gangster tip telling man shut up and the coach is telling you to run, you're not running, and being argumentative. It's not necessarily that. I just want to know. I'm not trying to get at you, just what's going on, like where was that found? Tommy has been a big boost to our squad that we seems to have underestimated. I don't think so. I think everyone can applaud Tomiyasu what he's given. You know, the bar was on the floor to show an improvement at fullback, and I think he's been a steady Eddie and he's getting better and better. And I think everyone's happy with him, just needing to go a bit more forward consistently, like he did in the second half against Newcastle. But defense first, man. How confident are you facing Man United with their new manager? I wouldn't say confident or not confident. Reality is both teams are fighting for fourth. These are the games you need to stand up to be counted. It's, you know, Thursday night under the lights at Old Trafford. Put up or show up. Controversial, but knowing how shaky Man United's defense is, should we play Lokonga higher up the pitch to do mad pressing? No. The whole team is going to press. And to be fair with you, that's the only logic I can see why if he somehow shoehorns Aubameyang, Lacazette, Odegaard, Smith Rowe all into that team because of that press. But I'm not too sure I'm for that. Being our top goal scorer, I would love to see a breakdown on Aubameyang's goals and when he has scored this season, because I feel he doesn't score when it matters. I mean, every goal matters, but if you're meaning decisive moments and things like that, I mean, we can take it to VAR and have a look, King. That's a good thing of looking at. He ain't scored in 5 games, but there's also been minimal. But there's been games this season where I think he's played well and not scored, and games he scored and kind of did FU. You know, 4 goals in 12 games. He's had a hand in 5 goals in 12 Premier League appearances. I'm trying my best to save Aubameyang's face here, but yeah, man, he's looking like a Love Island youth right now in front of goal, man. He's moving all mad, I can't lie. But yeah, man, he's got 4 this season, which isn't too hard, you know. Wait, this is in the Premier League. Sorry, that's just in the Premier. I was about to say, where's the West Brom hat trick that can add to the statistics and be a bit shameless? Hit the like button if you haven't. Well, to be fair, you know, crisis. What crisis? Again, don't shoot the messenger. You know, we've got to keep it fair. Bamian's playing quite woeful. And to be fair, Bamian, I'm surprised he hasn't hit 100 goals yet, man. Bamian, you know, should be getting that. Even with him not scoring, that's still a good record. But this tells you Bamian's been missing for 2 years, 18 months, card. This should be blitzed. This should be like 100 and something. It should be even madder. But don't shoot the messenger. He has 4 goals and 4 assists, and 7 goals in 13 appearances this season. You know, that's a hand in 11 goals in 13 games. And I mean, I know Aubameyang's a quality talent, you know, and it is a crisis. Maybe he's dying by the high standards he set. We know he's struggled with illness. He bagged against Norwich, where that has to have meant something because he scored the winner. You know, let's not lie. The Spurs game meant something. I think he worked hard against Burnley, if I'm honest with you. Brighton, woeful. You know, Palace he bagged. You can't say it wasn't required. Villa he had a good game and got an assist. I think he worked well against Leicester. Watford he had a mare. To be fair, everybody had a mare against Leicester. Watford he was stealing man's goals off the line and missed the penalty and carrying on with his foolishness. Liverpool, everybody was terrible. If our midfield's not in the game, our strikers aren't. So we're all terrible. Newcastle, piss poor. The miss he made, can't whatever in it, and he should be closer to 100 goals in my opinion. But yeah, man, the case study isn't the best there really, but is what it is. But historically at Arsenal, we can't sit here and say, King, I don't know if that's what you're saying, but we can't sit here and say Aubameyang has not scored important goals. 90% of his goals have been important. This is a man that scored in FA Cups for us and in that run. He scored decisive goals for us. But yeah, there isn't too much where the goals have been vital because, yeah, really and truly, if that's what you're asking. But that was a good question. That was a good little sentiment, really. I think that was a good way of looking at it. We need Luis Campos. Come on. You never hear City talking about selling Stones even though he doesn't play, but Arsenal fans want a survey player not informed, make it make sense. Play. Nuno, man said DG. I wish it was me. Nuno has earned the shirt at the moment. If he starts, it gives United right-hand side something to think about. It does. Tierney will as well. Tavares versus Wan-Bissaka is going to be jokes, both very erratic. Trust. It's going to be breezy. And I'm here for the carnage. Never like man cutting in on their stronger foot, to be honest. Righty's on the right, lefty's on the left. I mean, it's quite predictable, really, if you do that. I disagree. People should be swapping. There are times I would like left foot is on the left-hand side and the same logic, but you need to swap. You think we should go for a striker in Jan? If it can be done, why not? Striker is priority. But I think, again, the midfield is shocking. In terms of, I just think we need a midfielder. Telemans would be an upgrade. I don't think he's going to. If you don't hit the like button, you're going to be cold in your house. Again, boiler bus. I'd sooner Aouaour over Renato. I think you mean you'd rather sign him, Claudius. I don't know what that means, but fair play. Aouar's attitude is being loyal to his club, not wanting to deal with the speculation BS. There's having a good attitude and a bad attitude. How are you, DG? Keep up the good work. Mike, appreciate you. And again, I'm locked in with 200 odd of you. You lot support the YouTube every day. You support Twitch. I hope you continue to. We're going to be playing Football Manager later. I got my health. I can't complain. I'm ready to attack the week and achieve my goals, hopes, and aspirations. Hope the same for you lot. So yeah, I appreciate you for asking me, man. If he's letting his brother ask for an extra 10 mil as a signing bonus, it's a problem. I mean, that's speculation. There's bare speculation. And to be fair with you, how do you know that? And for sure, how is that a bad thing? How is that a bad thing? How is that a bad thing if his agent or his brother is trying to get a signing on bonus or whatever? That's why you have agents. If I'm a footballer, I'm getting Rinola because he's gonna. Why do you think man don't like Rinola? Because he gets the best deals for his clients. That doesn't mean you have a bad attitude. Do you have a bad attitude if you go to the market? If you go on holiday and boss man's trying to sell you, a random ornament and he's saying €3 and you're saying I've only got 1.5. Does that mean you have a bad attitude for trying to get a better deal? It's not making sense. And obviously a lot of that is speculation. So I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's very difficult to sit here and advocate making conclusions and assumptions based on hearsay. We don't know. We hear that our agents did this, Arsenal backed away, Lyon were moving iffy. We don't know. How would you like it if someone drew conclusions on your attitude based on not knowing you? When he had a woeful season like last year, by all means, speculate the attitude. But, he's kind of turned it around this year. What's going on? The physicality of Tavares gives him edge ahead of Tierney because it's like an engine going forward. But again, for me, the only thing with Tavares is catch-22. The way he plays, he leaves a lot of space on that left-hand side, and that could come back to hurt us. Ralph's been announced. I mean, we want people who have good attitude, man. Who would you prefer, Aouar or Arthur? I think, ironically, I prefer the way Arthur plays a bit more, but I'd rather Aouar. I actually think, listen, Arthur's a baller. I'm pretty shocked as to, since moving to Europe, why he hasn't quite boosted up his reputation and that. The whole team is struggling for goals. I don't think it's specifically an Aubameyang problem. The whole team is struggling for goals, but I think Aubameyang also has. I think Aubameyang's got his own personal problems in front of goal, and then problems are made even bigger because of our lack of goals. And structurally, we're not looking like a team that can score goals. We don't have individual brilliance and whatnot. I think what we need to do is just call a spade a spade. I don't know for Barella. I would love Barella, but they're the man you got to move for when they're at Calahigri. I don't think Aouar can play double pivot. I think he can, but fair play. I don't think Arsenal are quick to move people on. They're arguably too slow, and to be fair, it's difficult. These players are not sought after in highly demand or anything like that. Like nobody wants them like that, so they're not. It's going to be a myth. It's going to be a big, big myth. Arsenal need to free Oscar from China. It'd be great for your midfield. Allow it. No. I think there's a scandal with Varfa at Barca, so they had to shift him. I don't know what's going on there. Would you take Dominic Calvert-Lewin? Yeah, I would. In an ideal world, I'd like a striker that's probably not known, who can do all the things we want, and then I'd probably like a Ivan Toney or something for the squad. I think we need two strikers. You need a striker. Obviously, you want strikers who can score goals, but I think you need someone with different strengths. And then even if you find a player that has all the strengths that we consider weaknesses with Aubameyang, Lacazette, etc., you need to have options. You can't expect them for 38 games plus, assuming we're in Europe, to do it all the time. Players are human. Would love Barella, but exactly, you're talking about 80 million. Nuno Tavares is so out of place in an Arteta team. He should be scoring 2 wonder goals, an own goal, and giving away a penalty for a 2011 Wenger team in the League Cup. I mean, if anyone's laughing at that joke, feel free to laugh. Get the wood in. Trying to see if there's any other Arsenal-related news. It doesn't seem to be, people. Well, Fekir signing a new contract. We used to be linked with him, so that one there's probably a myth. It's completely unrelated, but Anthony Martial's been linked with Barcelona, so I don't know what that means for Lacazette. Another man that we've seen today has been linked with Barcelona. Fourth time I've seen that joke, but would you take Gonalves from Sporting? Yep. Has anyone seen Ceballos? Has he even played a match since flopping? He looked all right, then something switched. Don't know, man. Don't know. Missed the days when we created so much, but Adebayor kept missing them, boy. Tierney will 100% start against United. At this moment, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's anyone's guessing. It's a good problem to have, and it's good because obviously that's one area. Pardon me, United can't. Well, they can plan. They can plan for it because you can plan for Tierney because you know all about. Pardon me, all about him, and you can plan for Tavares. But it's a grey area. You don't quite know who's gonna play. You can kind of pick Arsenal. You know who the pivot's going to be. You know Ramsdale's in goal. You know Tomiyasu's playing. You know you're probably going to see Saka on that right-hand side. You're probably going to see Smith Rowe. You're going to see Aubameyang and or Lacazette. It is quite easy. So if you're a United fan, United coach, you're kind of factoring in this. Okay, Lacazette, he can play with his hold up, but he's not the quickest. So we can probably push our line up a bit. If Aubameyang's there, all right, cool. We have to drop the line a bit deeper, but you could suffocate him because he's a service-reliant striker. He's not going to play with his back to goal too many times. If they go with both of them, then there's nothing off that bench really and truly. First off, Tomiyasu isn't going to overlap too many times. So can you attack down our left-hand side? If I'm speaking from a United perspective, Gabriel and Ben White, they're a young defense. They do have moments where they're out of sorts. The space that Tavares potentially leaves, could you exploit that? Teeny, whatever potential weaknesses with him, there's ways around it, in it. And I just think, at least with that, we don't know. They don't know who is playing in it. It could be anything really, really and truly. Let's call that general Arsenal thoughts. Sorry, folks. Again, you will not find a YouTuber who cares more about you lot than me, man. Always making sure timestamps are there. So if you're watching this on a replay, shout out to you lot. There's been another, well, I say breaking news. It's not. ELNENY I just see an El Nene article. Let's see what's being said from Mohamed El Nene, people. And I won't say it's groundbreaking, but it's someone that we probably should be moving on or whatever. Probably going to stay and be an option until the end of the season. But Arsenal will not terminate Mohamed El Nene's contract early, with the Egyptian set to leave on a free transfer at the end of the season. I mean, we already know this, but apparently his father has attempted to play down talk of his son's departure from Arsenal. I know his dad has previously been speaking about how he wants him to go play for a team in the Middle East. Obviously, he's only featured 73 times in however many years in the Premier League. He's only at Arsenal by accident. We tried to loan him to get sold. It didn't bang. And as you lot can see, you know, apparently he's already agreed a package to join El Ahly in his homeland, and whatnot. And now his dad has insisted his son's inclusion in the squad over the past 2 weekends show that he's still a big part of Mikel Arteta's plans, because he's one of them that's happy to be on the bench. Mohamed's contract with Arsenal expires at the end of the season. The club does not intend to terminate his contract. He's playing in the Liverpool match proves his coach's belief in him and his abilities. It is difficult for him to return to Egypt during this period. The reports that El Ahly made a deal with him are completely false. So, yeah, if you're looking for some El Nene news, that's that with Mohamed El Nene and his dad. Mohamed El Nene's dad speaks on his future. What else is going on in the world of Arsenal? I can't say. So it's a slow news day, man. Very slow news day. It's like when we're winning, there's none of these silly headlines going on. Let me change the tools. What's come out in the past hour? Been linked with Sterling, you know, Vlahovic, Kulusevski rumors are all resurfacing. Same old stuff, really and truly. To be fair to you, let's see what this is about Pepe, though. I wonder if there's any truth in this. I don't know if there's truth in it, but, you know, Pepe was linked with a move. Allegedly, Newcastle journalist Lee Ryder has described links with Arsenal's Nicolas Pepe as intriguing. French publication obviously reported earlier this month that Newcastle, Everton, and Palace were all interested in getting the 26-year-old, potentially with an option to buy. He started at 5 of Arsenal's first 8 games this season, and obviously he's been an unused sub in the last 3 because he ain't done much with the opportunities. Let's see exactly what was said, people. Well, man just said it's intriguing. Really, this was all a lie. You know, let's see what's said here. We all know he said he's not leaving. We all know there's AFCON and there's a season to play for, but this is just some think piece thing. This is dead. Sorry, folks. This is dead. You have to go through some rabbit holes for you lot, man. Good afternoon, Cabby. I hope you're doing well and safe. The usual suspect. The Scoria kid, I can't say his name, is good, but his raw will need to work on him. Obviously, facts, 18 years of age. If he didn't need work, then there'd be something dodgy. Big up El Nene, kept quiet and chilled on the bench until called upon, made a quick bag and left. Have to respect it. El Nene is a good squad player. Can't lose him until you find a replacement. Bro, do you know what? If an offer comes in January, I'd entertain it, but you probably have to keep him until the end of the year. And it is similar to Laka, and it is what it is. Any word on who will be replacing Leno with, as he's surely looking to leave in Jan? Okonkwo and Hine not ready to step in a Prem match. I don't know, bro, but that's something I want to know myself, Pete, my guy, because it's all a madness. Hopefully we use our third kit. We've only used it once against Brentford. Hey, who knows, man? Last time we used it away from home, as you said, it's a bit of a myth. DG, when are you and Curtis doing a live watch along Christmas season, perhaps? What do you mean by watch along? Of a game or just doing a live stream? Partey's form is worrying me. I think a lot's being made, but I hear it. If Leno leaves in Jan, then we should sell and give Carl Hine his spot. He probably would be, but again, like Sean has said, neither are ready at this moment. Imagine selling Pepe to Newcastle for a profit. They can bring his price up like Willock would love it, but probably dream chasing. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Swap Pepe for Zaha. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would want it, but I'd rather just get rid and then just allocate these funds towards a striker. Saying that I would love Zaha, as I'm sure a lot of people would, because I still think he's wavy, but it looks like that boat has just past now, man. It's time to just think of a new thing. Time to just get real with it and just try something else, if I'm completely honest with you. Which is brazy. What other Arsenal things are going on? Much happening in the world of football. Apparently, Lacazette is more and more determined to leave Arsenal at the end of his contract. Not that there's a choice, really. And truly, like, you going to leave, fella? Like, we've probably known for the last 2 years. You know, we've known you and ELNENY, and you're just asking that you lot just remain professional until the end. And that's it, really. Like, you know, what else is there? What else is there? Let's go on some other Arsenal sites. Bless me, people. Bless you on behalf. Thank you on behalf of everyone who just said bless you as well. You know, at least give us some transfer rumors. Like, give us some. Remember the transfer rumors used to give us some hope, people. There's no hope anymore, is there? Like, I'm gonna 2-2 hope. Like, lie to me. Tell me we're actually gonna bid for Karim Adeyemi. Let me dream, man. Tell me he's having a medical. Just lie to me, man. Someone just make an article and just lie to man. No one wants to. Brazy. Brazy. We win if Fred starts. Going to need a lot more than Fred. If we list all the players we got rid of in the last 2 years, can we make note of some progress? Of course, there's been progress, but I mean, it's just chasing our mistakes. Of course, we've got rid. You know, there's been a massive player turnover, but we need to keep some balance, man. DG, what has Odegaard added to the team? I would say his pressing. You know, I'd say he's a bit of a creator. I think he's got his pressing. I think his mentality is good. Do want to see him obviously add a bit more to the table in terms of how we're playing. But a couple of games ago, before the Brighton away game, nobody was saying that, man. Man said, DG looking fresh, people. You guys need to hide your girls. Come on, man. I'm sorry I'm late to the stream, my guy. Can't wait for our game coming up. Mine up, bro. There's no time limits. You know, the good thing about YouTube, it lives here. Why not replace Laka with Patrick Schrick? Nah. I hope Laka goes somewhere decent. I'm still confused by Alexis's downfall. Dogs, money, and greed, man. If Newcastle offer more than 30, we should sell. I'm with agreement as well, man. Ramsdale will be playing most games anyway. We aren't in Europe, so the second choice will only play cup games. Still need it though. God forbid if Ramsdale busts his leg, what happens? We're in a dangerous territory. We're in a bit of a danger. We're in a pickle if that happens, isn't it? 170 likes, people. You know, a couple of you haven't hit the like button. Can we make progress towards 200? Partey's form is more based on keeping fit physically, big time player. I hear that. Can't have a go at Odegaard. He's been here for a minute and played even less. He'll come good like Ozil. I think Odegaard will come good, but again, it's like Aubameyang. I'm not advocating as much as I like the manager keeping faith, give him man a chance, and then their form uptakes. I want to get 3 points, and right now we're in a good position. Let's keep it going. So respectfully, I don't really care about Odegaard or Aubameyang's form. The form is not there. Come out the team. You know, if you play against United and you put in a shift, then cool. We're back on. If not, come out the team. We need to just keep moving, really and truly. We need to go for established players, not young, raw talents. I hear you, but how many established players are we going to go toe-to-toe from? 4, apologies. I hear you. We need a balance. Because again, everybody cries about young players or wants young players and then cries when we're showing inconsistency. There's going to be games we should be winning that we lose. Games we look at and we say we should lose where we've drawn, and games we don't think to win where we've won. And this is our team is going to collectively show little bits and pieces of consistency. And then by that same logic, many individual and collective incidences of inconsistency. Now that's cold. We need Pepe with the Omri/Nasri look. He'll get goals off the drip alone. I hope so, man. We need players with experience who can get us through games and teach young players. So a player like Ramsey would be useful. I think Ramsey's looked at with rose tints. He did it in the big games, the FA Cups, but throughout a season, there weren't many times Ramsey was a reliable or someone that made the difference for us, man. A bit off topic, but does anyone know how I can watch the Wenger film in the US? It's supposed to be on Prime and Apple. Hey, man, you're going to need a proxy or you're just going to need to watch it on the Buki link. Made me sad that Joe Willett was sold, but I kind of see why now, bro. Joe Willett, bro, again, what did he do yesterday? Like, he ran about. He ran around, won the ball back. That's Joe Willett. Like, if it's all gear and no idea in midfield, it's tired. Is Saka fit for United? I don't know, man. Arteta said they're gonna do a scan tomorrow, which was yesterday, so they probably know where they stand. And I'd assume, Mikel Arteta's press conference is either Tuesday or Wednesday going into the game. So, yeah, man, I'm sure he'll be asked, or he can't get away from it. He's gonna need to tell us something. Is there anyone out there that could ever get to Bergkamp levels? That's what it's going to take. If Leno leaves, replace him with Sam Johnson at West Brom. I don't mind that, but you see with him, he's being linked with a couple of other clubs that could probably make him the first choice keeper, which is maybe something he goes for. Joe Willock was never at the level to play for Arsenal. 30 million was brilliant business from Arsenal, says Mika. Boy, I can't disagree, man. Obviously, I'm emotionally attached to Joe. He's a Haylender, but I don't mind it if the money can be sold. And you know what? And even with Odegaard, at the end of the day, like the money got us Odegaard, didn't it? Like throw a bit of change on that, it got us Odegaard. If Odegaard don't bang, sell that. Drop Odegaard, start Laka. He will scrap with their midfield and win the ball back. Unpopular opinion. If Lacazette is going to play and do the fake 10 role, which he does, and drops deep and be a striker, I'm all for that. If we're starting Lacazette in the 10 position, that's me in it. If like I said, if you're giving Lacazette that hybrid striker role where he's not quite a striker, but he has to be a striker, and he's not quite a midfielder, but he has to be a midfielder. That's what Lacazette has shown he's a big game player for. If you're talking about starting him as an out-and-out 10, fuck that part of my language. Because unpopular opinion, Lacazette creativity is overstated. He's a good link-up man, but it's overstated. It's probably overrated. Let's be realistic. No one throwing 30 M's at Pepe right now. A bit harsh. I think if you structure them payments and that, pay us until the year 2045, then yeah, it could happen. Laka plays away, other plays for home pressing. Good point. Does Cedric get a game for us now? It shouldn't. If not, shouldn't he be shifted out? But the thing is, he's probably that steady Eddie right back, in it. Like, who's gonna play right back? I don't think he's gonna draw for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. God forbid if something happens to Tomiyasu. I don't think he's gonna, Yeah, Chambers is still there. Probably someone you could probably try to move on from. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see Martinelli get minutes. West Ham serious about Ramsey. Let them have him. I don't think Ramsey could probably improves us, but I don't think Ramsey's the answer because he's not going to provide us with balance in that midfield. Obviously, he's more of a progressive passer than what we could bring to the table. But yeah, man. And this is someone who's Ramsey's biggest fan. When you lot used to, we wasn't doing YouTube, but Ramsey was shit for time. And I used to say, persist with my man, persist with my man, persist with my man. And we got a tune out of him. I remember one goal, I think I was at the Emirates. I'm sure he scored a banger against United once, but not when Ramsey was good, when he was kind of rubbed. There was that. I don't want Smith Rowe left wing everywhere. To be fair with you, I don't mind it. I just don't think it's a Smith Rowe left wing thing against United. I think Smith Rowe back in the 10, because I do think getting Odegaard in the team, it harmed Smith Rowe. And for me, it's a bit with the same logic of, even though I think Saka can play on the right and I think Smith Rowe can play off the left, for me anyways, Saka's your best. For me, Saka's Arsenal's best player. When everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet, Saka don't turn up. It's a myth, innit? But for me, the way what Saka gives you, it didn't advocate shifting him, even though he should be able to affect the game and play well on the left. It doesn't advocate for me shifting him out of his role and taking away what he brings you to give someone who you're trying to play into form. That was what was said with Pepe. And I think the same logic goes for me with Smith Rowe. I don't think shifting Smith Rowe to the left-hand side at the expense of bringing in Odegaard does our team any benefit. Now, saying that, obviously, we done that and we kind of won against Newcastle. If they do it against Spurs, what could I sit here and do? But again, this is where we need to find the right balance. Of course, there's going to be games you can do all of that, but you get the point. Where's my... I think I got Zang's people. Where's the timestamps? Fullback Union, you better open that back up. I got scared for a sec, people. And I still am. What the fuck? Oh yeah, sorry people. I was getting shook for a sec. I thought we lost our timestamps. I was about to say, nah, you can't do that. Sorry, folks. I'm just making a timestamp. That's 40. What did we talk about here? Saka / Smith Rowe should not be moved. Get ODEGAARD into / Pepe into the team. Big up everybody locked in, man. Let's keep moving. Same team. If Saka is fit, no changes for me. The only change I would entertain, and I would run it all the way, is Tierney for Tavares personally. Other than that, can't disagree. Sorry. Smith Rowe needs to play in the 10 against United. He makes me scared because he'll find space, and McFred ain't good at observing the space. That's true. Saliba would be a great backup to Tomiyasu as a right back. Can't say I'm sure he could do a job, but dead man. Tomiyasu's built like a Honda. You know what? It's durability, man. Tomiyasu's when you buy, not necessarily. It's a designer, but it's not the biggest designer. You've bought quality, and there's a lot of durability there. Smith Rowe's best form has been out on this left. I'm not too sure I agree with that because I'd say he's really put in a shift, and he scored however many goals playing in the 10. I do think a lot of it's overstated because when he's in the 10, he shifts out wide, and when he's out wide, he shifts out 10. And as I said, it's not because of Smith Rowe on that left-hand side. It's because Smith Rowe is a come short sort of man. He runs in behind, and we've seen it, and he did do it against Spurs. But I just think we need, a Pepe, Martinelli, even shift Aubameyang out there. Someone that's just going to try and take on Wan-Bissaka because these lot are going to come inside. Saliba at right back, he can do a job, but dead, man. Dead. I just feel for that United game, I want it on the left. And I just feel when Odegaard has been forced into this team, they should be able to kind of play well, but it just looks like Arteta has told Smith Rowe different things tactically, and it's kind of robbed what we've been seeing of this recent Smith Rowe. Do you think Saliba will adapt well to Arsenal when he's back? Yeah. The thing is, he does. When it's on the break, Smith Rowe does. But again, as a traditional winger continuously beat, man, there's not too many times he's going to do that. He gets into the pockets, he plays the neat 1-2s, he runs off the ball, and that gives him his extra yards. Very smart individual. The more I'm actually talking about, the more I'm actually kind of calm with it now with him on the left. But I just feel Arsenal to have any chance, them United players, the defenders, they're lacking in confidence, man. Go and ask them questions. Lamptey's just a madman. He's got an engine. These fullbacks, I don't know what's going on. Martinelli can skim Wan-Bissaka, but he's raw with it. And I'm not sure Martinelli and Tavares is a bit of a naive left-hand side. It's one that you haven't seen too many times. So to a degree, I could see why if he goes with Smith Rowe on the left with Tavares, because to be fair, them two, the first time they played it, I said it and I've been saying it, they've got a good partnership. In terms of partnerships and understanding of the game, they're probably up there. Saka and Martinelli many moons ago was a thing, but I'd say right now, Gabriel and Ben White, and them two is probably the best partnerships we've got on the field. Tavares is going to get cooked defensively. Going forward, I don't think he will. I would probably bring in Tierney, but again, Arteta can't win. You play Tavares and he fucks up, what's going to be said? You play Tierney and he fucks up, what's going to be said? To be fair, Saliba's played right back on occasion for Marseille, but the thing is with Saliba at right back, you can only run them things if you're, to be fair, Newcastle had St. Maximin, but them Norwiches and them Watfords and them games were going to be all on top of them. You can get away with them things. It's a bit of a myth. It's a bit of a myth against United with them things there. Do you think this is why do you think this is why Buendia was the first choice because he can play on the right, Smith Rowe 10, Saka left? It doesn't appear Buendia was ever first choice based on what we've heard, but I would have liked him. He can operate in them roles. Drop Aubameyang for Laka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Saka behind. Same mids and refs as last game. Refs? Not sure what that says. Shout out to you. I don't understand that, but shout out to you, man. I've already offered my opinion on Jonathan David, my bro. If we play like that against a top 6 team, we would have struggled. I can't lie. In my opinion, we need to be blowing past clubs like Newcastle. Exactly, but that's the scale we're at. What's your predicted 11 for the game? We'll focus on it more on Wednesday, but if I had to pick, as somebody said, I think it's going to be the exact same. I don't know. I think it's going to probably be the exact same team that started. But saying that, I do think there is logic in it. All depends on Saka's fitness, but I can see a reality of Aubameyang and Lacazette starting together, because Lacazette's probably the guy we need. We you know, Lacazette was pivotal. A lot is going to be said, obviously, of a lot of it was made of ELNENY and Partey last season, but Lacazette might not have scored. He worked bloody hard last season, and whether we've done well against United or not, I think he's always done quite well. Aubameyang, again, he probably won't drop his captain, and you get your man in off the left on form, he should be dropped. It all depends where Saka is at with that muscular injury. Good opinions, people. Keep them coming. Maybe defense. Oh, okay. I hear that. It's just good man management. And I don't advocate just dropping, man, for the sake of dropping, man. But it is what it is. AOUAOR, Bruno Guimaraes, all of these guys would be lit. Kakare. I mean, all these guys would be a dream for our midfield, man. It probably will be the same, I don't know. The part of me just feels, he should drop Odegaard because everyone can't play. But a part of me just feels he probably might not even play Lacazette now that I think about it, because it's probably Laka or Aubameyang. I mean, Laka or Odegaard in terms of the pressing. I think he probably goes with Odegaard, which is I'm not going to say it's wrong, but is it the best? Because for me, you've just got to play people who are in form and doing well, because you've got to really feed on the sense of form goes out the window going United, but the defenders, you got to, regardless if we beat United or not, I need to see us ask questions. Every game United play, their defense is under the cosh. Don't let this be the game it's not. In the same way, if I'm United, if Tavares plays, that left-hand side, the space he vacates, I'm getting that. That left wing, our right-hand side, Tomoyasu ain't going to go forward too many times. I'm getting at that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not looking forward to the midfield battle from both teams, stinky, fair enough. They'll probably play Bruno, we'll play Smith Rowe. They're the ones shining lights. And I like Lokonga and Partey probably more than Arsenal fans probably like them two more than United fans probably have time for Fred and McTominay. But brother, like Arsenal United fans, I'm sure they'll admit that is we've gone from Vieira versus Keane to that. Big up you lot. Hope to see you all in the watch-alongs, but hey, let me not, it is good man management from him, and I think you've got to be fair. Every now and again, man are quick to kill Arteta when it's signs of allegedly not good game management or man management. So I have to do the same thing. Looking at the squad, we'll probably lose 7 to 8 players between Jan and the summer, so we have plenty to look forward to if it comes together by God's grace. Sancho for the Tavares space, I'm looking forward to. Donny might actually play. The midfield makes me want to cry. Midfield fight makes me want to cry. I'd play Van der Beek. Similar to Arsenal, you want to play man that have a reason to want to play well beyond the obvious. Laka is doing well, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's on form. I mean, he's all right, man. I love Aubameyang, but he's not bringing much to the team at the moment. If anything, I feel he's holding us back. He's a passenger. When Tini was a passenger, man said it. When Odegaard was a passenger, man said it. When Smith Rowe and Saka at points this season looked like passengers, we had to say it. So Aubameyang the same. What I don't like is fans just every week, one guy's the amazing, then he's not. Obviously, it is what it is. He needs to get dropped. I don't think he's going to get dropped against United. Saying that, he'll probably make himself a hero in that game. 4 more likes until we hit 200, people. What's going on? Smith Rowe could play good 1-2s with Lacazette in front of him to press their defenders. I'm not being funny, but we're Arsenal Football Club. Anyone that goes out there should be able to play good 1-2s and have good link-up play. In the same way, I find it I hear you, you're not wrong, but I find it very hard to sit here and say, oh, play this guy because he works hard, even though I say it. Any club, like, come on now. Play him because he works hard. I'm not devaluating hard work and stuff, but come on, people, listen to what I'm saying. Play him because he works hard. And big up Smile, please, and big up Mika, because you lot are United fans. So and any other fans that support other clubs. Come on now. If man sit here and say a man works hard as the primary reason, are you overcompensating, or should that be a given? It's like when man sit here and say, oh, keep him around the club, he's good with the young players. I hear that. But everyone should be good around the young players. The young players themselves should be good examples. In Arsenal's case, which I believe Saka and Smith Rowe are. So these things don't really make sense. And I just find it as overcompensating, if that makes sense. And the thing is, there's pros and cons to Aubameyang. Aubameyang he's not really down for the physical fight, but he gives you pace. Lacazette, he's not going to run in behind, but he gives you the physical fight. So there are pluses and negatives for us to go against United and for United to defend and be scared against. Tini or Tavares against Man United, I think this is going to be the biggest question. I think we're probably going to make the title of the preview that Tini or Tavares, do we drop Aubameyang? I probably bring Tini back in. And again, I bring him back in because I'm just thinking of defending. But at the same time, I don't think I wouldn't advocate dropping Tavares. It's one of them games where you want to play 12 players. 202 likes, 235 watching. Excellent conversation rate. I appreciate that. Big up you lot who've hit the like button. You know, big up to you lot. You know, we got there in the end, innit? Leno, Cedric, Chambers, Marie, Kalajinac, ELNENY, Lacazette, Nketiah. Who from the academy would you step up for one or two of these guys? Very difficult. You're asking, you know, a lot of these plug gaps. I don't think there's a keeper. I don't think any of the fullbacks are ready right now. I don't think there's a centre half per se. I like Omar Rekic. Don't think there's a left back right now. Midfield, you've got Aziz and Patino. They could take a squad spot. Nketiah, obviously, you've got Balogun there and Tyrese John Jules. The rest, myth. Tierney should start. KT is ready. Tavares, play Laka and Oba. Drop Oba and play Nuno. If there was only one player that has the best of Oba and Laka, I hear that, man. Easier said than done, though. Hopefully we can find something that can do that. Big up yourself, Raz. It's an interesting one, and it's going to be the one that rambles on all week, really and truly. Who plays, who should play, who would you play, and all of this. And like I said, I'm going to keep changing my mind. Right, Thierry Henry and Kylian Mbappe. I mean, Mbappe, come on, bro. Look at this, people. I mean, Mbappe, free transfer. Henry, chat to him, man. Real Madrid, yeah, you can have Real Madrid. But no one's going to vote for no one's going to vote for you to win goal of the month like us Arsenal fans, Mbappe. Come on, man. Stand for the club. You know, you're not going to win stuff, but you can win some social media stuff. Or just make Henry a promise, man. Come and join us when you're 30, man. Go and do your thing at Real Madrid. Look at you. Come on. Chat to him, man. Kidnap him. Go and take him to Arsene Wenger's house and you lot just chat to him. Put on the DVD. Get Mac David Dean. Put on the Arsenal DVDs. Come on, man. Free transfer business. It could happen. It could happen. Allow a man to dream, people. We're seriously not getting Mbappe, but beautiful with it. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I'm doing my bit to try and be an agent there. Doing my bit, but it is what it is. I like the competition in the squad. We've been asking for players to give Arteta a headache, and we're starting to get what we wish for. Bro, I love it. I love that you said that, and I love it too. But same way, this is where Arsenal fans are a bit booky because they're starting to get it now. But before they were saying, oh, you can't sign Odegaard or Maddison. What happens to Smith Rowe? Now you're seeing that sometimes both guys are not at it and you need an X-Man, or sometimes either one. Oh, you can't have this. What is that? This and that, that and that. You need competition, man. For Kieran Tierney in Aubameyang out, Oba needs that hunger back. Look at Martinelli, first chance takes it. Oba knows he's going to be in the team, so the killer instinct ain't there. Dusted that question nicely, DG. Respect, appreciative. I think Tavares and Ramsdale are Arteta's players and do exactly what the manager wants. Tierney and Leno aren't, still good players, but not the managers. I mean, I hear that, but I think that's finding stuff where there's not. Tierney's just been in bad form. You know, he keeps gassing up Tierney. Leno, obviously, we needed to upgrade. It's as simple as that. I don't think it's anything to do with his players and not. Saka's not his guy. That's Emre's, if anything. Smith Rowe's not his guy, really. I know I'm being a bit harsh, you know. Partey's not his guy. He's still playing them. You know, he did it. They're gone now, but he played Bellerin too much. You know, it's not his guy. Aubameyang and Laka are not his guys. He plays them. Fair enough. He don't really rate, but you get the point. Man, we ain't luring no Mbappe, man. The dream is free. The dream is free. Tierney should have played 30 minutes last game, but we struggled to beat Newcastle. Yo, DG, the Spanish youth from Barca Academy plays left back. What's his name? Joe Lopez. Not ready. Don't know. Again, I could be wrong. He's had some good performances. I personally don't think he'll make the grade at Arsenal Football Club. It's not what I feel. I just watch the youth. I don't know anything. If the club feel he does, it is. I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. I would, you know, you've got Tavares and Tierney. Unless a miracle happens, you know, things can change. I can't see him getting ahead of Tavares. I can't see him getting ahead of Tierney. I just can't see it. Like, I think he's all right, but I just don't see it. I just don't see him making the grade. He'll have a good career, but I just don't see him making the grade at the club. I could be wrong. My opinion means nothing. I'm still waiting for when TT does a DG. Imagine the streams. I don't know about that. You know, I don't even think Tavares can do the DG thing, people. You get me? It's lit, man. It's lit. If we sign a striker in Jan, Oba will get the Lena treatment. And that's what we realistically, if he's not scoring goals, he's irrelevant. You know, Aubameyang, it is what it is. We're not going to move him on in the summer. He's going to be a squad player for a year. Make him that in it. Let's move away from. Obviously, there's a lot tactically that we need to do better, but we're still. I'm not being funny, but it's 2021. We're still relying on Aubameyang and Lacazette, or we're still talking about that. You know, we can have both of them in the squad. We need a system. If I'm honest with you, we're still talking about the midfield and Granit Xhaka. Obviously, he's younger than them, but you get the point. You know, characters have stepped up, but up until we saw the new boys and the characters, we were still saying the presence of David Luiz is missed. Even go back a couple months, man, we're sitting here and saying, oh, maybe we shouldn't have let David Luiz go and things. Until we need to start making movements away from this. Who replaces Saka if injured? I'm not gonna lie. If Saka is injured, Aubameyang plays on the left, and I'd probably put Martinelli in, just because I'm not too sure putting in new wingers in that in Martinelli and Pepe. But that could be it. Pepe, Martinelli. You know, you've got a chance that wasn't gonna be here. Is what it is. Sort of thing, if that makes sense. Take your chances. If not, then it's peak, innit? I just find it hard. I just find it so odd. None of these superstars want to come and be the one to lift Arsenal back to the old level. Next key player for the Arsenal Premier League title challenge will be close to Henry level hero. I hope so. Tierney is in cotton wool. Give him extra time while the team is performing to try and prevent those small and long-term injuries. Fair play. Only Arsenal fans want Isaac to replace. Oh, but I wouldn't mind it. But then when he's not scoring and hitting the ground running and he's looking like a duck out of water, and we get beyond Football Manager and FIFA and that, and he's not quite doing it from the jump, fans are going to be acting. Saka injured, Pepe to the left for me. Yeah, it's a shout. You know, put him on the left. You know, you ain't got too much thinking. What actually happened to Abba, though? He was meant to become the new Arsenal legend. He's declining player, innit? I don't personally think it's a money thing, but if people sit here and say it's the bag, I can't begrudge it because we've seen this all the time. But I just think he's declined. I don't think we're creating. I think he's declined. And there's no way out of it, really. So I couldn't. Aubameyang himself would have to tell you. Either way, I just think we ain't got time for it, innit? Aubameyang, whether you're in form, out of form, you do your thing. Let's do what we need to do, and that's moving on, man. Bro, I never forgive football fans for gassing that. Big up Isaac because he did all right in the Euros, but that shot is going off target. It's cannoned off on a defender. Man, I say masterclass. The papers are writing masterclass. Like, what's going on? It's like some of these youth expert journalists, you know, the ones that you can tell don't have a passion for Arsenal. They start saying this guy's the next, this, that, and the other, and I'm looking like, huh? Really? All right. Fair play. It is what it is. On that note, though, people, I've been here for time, so I'm going to keep it moving, people. I appreciate everyone who's hit the like button. Hit the like button if you have not done such already, folks. In fact, just before that, big up Tracy. You've been missing. Where you been? Arteta needs massive improvements in the final third. Trust, and it starts from the middle. DG, top 4 domestic cup double. Which would you take? Oof, trophies are trophies, man. I mean, trophies are all that we remember in life, innit, man? I'm not going to remember the fact that you finished 4th, but it's probably a better season if we do get back into the top 4 in the Champions League financially and just in terms of things. You know, Arteta won an FA Cup, don't get the luxury of that. So can I say top 4 and the FA Cup? I'll get around it there. It's the age 22. Obviously, on my deathbed, I'm only going to remember trophies, but right now, probably top 4 is probably the one. Would you take Vinicius Jr. in the summer? Vinny Jr.? I mean, I have to say sorry to him because he's become a madman. What other level striker is going to be available in Jan? Only one is Adeyemi, and his team is in the Champions League. Might be round of 16. Put the bag down, you get the P's. If not, it's a myth. We should have bought Oba 15, 16. The league was ours. Asking for top 4 is not too much. I think it is. You know, I want us to push all the way and until May it's a thing. But I think, you know, safe bet is probably returning to Europa League. You've got a fantastic opportunity, and you should still be aiming for the Champions League, because obviously if you aim for the moon, you might crash where the stars are and that. But apart from that, it's a myth. Arteta needs to work on 3 at the backup planner. You know, he needs to have several. You know, you have a way of playing 2 strikers, a way of playing 1, a formation that relies a bit more on our more industrious midfielders, one that gets the best more out of our creative man. You know, different games. A trophy would be nice, but he has an FA Cup already. Top 4 would be new heights. Do you think Partey is a victim to the London life? I mean, you know, money, man, I would be a victim to the London life as well, probably. But I just think, you know, it's just, Partey is a limited player that we've exaggerated. And what I mean by that is he's a fantastic player. He's a quality player. But it's like, man, I've gone from Atletico to Arsenal where we're at. And we just think it's a thunder and lightning thing. He's going to do everything every game. It's not like that. He's a limited guy. At Atletico, he had a very specific role. They weren't looking at him to be progressive and box to box and everything else. And, you know, every player we buy, it seems like we're not really helping them. There are question marks he needs to answer. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Nah, thanks for you lot's time. Without you lot being here, there'd be no point sitting here. It'd be dead. It'd be rubbed. So again, it would be rubbed. In fact, one more question, man. One more question. Someone get one more question in. Shout out, Hugh. Have you watched Hugh Wizzy's new vid on the players collapsing? No, I haven't. A win on Thursday at Old Trafford will be a major detriment. Determinant. I can't read right now. If we are serious about making top four, exactly, and it's the fact, you know, we beat Spurs, but it'd be another chance to put in a shift at a big club. DG, I saw your Insta story about Miles. He's a baller. He'll become pro. My bro played with him at Arsenal for 4 or 5 years. Scary to think he's playing with the oldest. Miles is a baller. He played quite well in the under-18s Cup. You'll see my video in relay. I'll do the 18s and 23s in these videos, but he done a mazza. Are you streaming FM today? Next stream today. Football Manager 4 p.m. You know, again, I'm still waiting on my GP to shout me, so we might delay it. But right now, as it stands, 4 p.m. business, you know. So Football Manager 4 p.m. That's on Twitch. Make sure you're following on Twitch. You know, I would big up yourself, P. I would say big up Tino, but in fact, Tino, I'm on you, you know. I'm on you. You're done at it. For someone who talks about management, broski, yeah, why is your FPL team so shit? Because I was looking at FPL leagues yesterday and I see your name. You better leave me the hell alone now. Go and manage your FPL team, you dud. Last question, how's your day been? It's been fantastic being with you lot, you know, banter aside and things like that. FM stream, so it means stress later. It is what it is. Hope to see DG get sacked in clear HD. Look at this guy, man. Pagan youths. Bare pagans. Big up DG, always trying to pop in for the morning streams. Come on, man. It's stuff like this, you know. Again, I'm not just saying it. It's you know, to know that man are making a difference in something. It's nice to be here. So, yeah, let me let you lot get out of here, really and truly, people. No, bro. You are shit, Tino. Don't make no noise. Go and manage that team. Not give me no nonsense. But on a serious note, people, love for the entertainment, for the banter, for the talking points, for the viewpoints, for what we've spoken about. Most importantly, though, it's Monday. So let's all have a good week, innit? Attack our goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations. You know I'm going to be doing some content almost every day. If you follow on Twitch and on YouTube, you ain't going to miss a beat, people. So, yeah, on that note, stay safe. I'll be out, man. Do I play clubs? If you, man, grab me PS5, we'll play pro clubs. But on that note, I'm out, people. Stay safe. I'm out. Follow, like, subscribe if you haven't, please, people. The engagement does bits for the algorithm.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like